We start with our Newsmaker segment and welcome back City Council member Melissa Robinson. She represents the 3rd District. Before joining the council, she served as president of the Kansas City, Missouri School Board. City Council facing a wide spectrum of issues, including the ongoing debate about who should control the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department. Councilwoman Robinson, thanks very much for joining us. How are you today?
I am well. Thank you for having me and having the conversation.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you back on the program. Let's talk about the police department for a moment. You've been an advocate for returning control to the local government. You want the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department to be under local control. Are we getting close?
I believe we are getting closer as it relates to looking at what the governance structures could be should local control be returned back to the city from a standpoint of making sure that those who are elected on the municipal level have accountability over policing and how our communities are policed.
Well, now under the state control, the governor appoints members of the police board. How would you envision local control being handled? You said elections. Will there be elections for police board?
We're looking at all of those options now. We certainly want to look at the best practices across the country as it relates to police community relations, as it relates to accountability for crime and violence. We have to remember that this came about in terms of why I introduced it was regarding crime and violence and who is ultimately responsible for and being accountable to addressing that issue. And so this is about making sure that there is that direct accountability, whether that is a management form of accountability to the council, whether that is the council appointing members of a police board that represent the districts in which policing happens. Right now, you can see that it's skewed, and certain communities or districts in the city do not have that representation on the current police commission. And so there's several models that we can take a look at.
What do you think would be the most advantageous change if control returned to the local level? What will we notice most?
Well, I think the most important thing is when you look at police reforms and when you look at designing a police department in which the community is supportive of, then we can do those things because there's direct accountability. You get to vote on an elected official that represents those values that are going to represent your voice as it relates to policing. So I think that that's the most advantage that we have as it relates to having that accountability.
Does this have to come through action by the state legislature, or can it be done locally by a vote?
No, it does have to go to the state legislature. There's one school of thought that says that, we can have a local election so that the state legislature is very clear about what the citizens of Kansas City want regarding policing.
Been a lot of talk across the country and some in Kansas City of this idea of defunding the police department. Do you buy the idea that the department should be defunded in some way?
What I found is that people are wanting to address the root causes of crime and violence, and people are wanting us to reallocate funding to address some of those root causes. Those are the emails that I received from hundreds and hundreds of voices is saying, why aren't you utilizing police funding for housing, for healthcare, for building better parks and addressing the quality of life, which will in turn address crime and violence. And so we do have to begin to look at what are the city's resources and revenues to address those things, and not from a scarcity component, but from what are the things that we want our city to be, and then how do we go about funding that? And that might mean reallocating resources.
We've been through demonstrations and protests in Kansas City, some peaceful, some more violent. Do you think they've been successful?
I believe that the protests that are happening have definitely garnered the attention of city lawmakers. When we look at some of the things that we've been introducing and that have passed, right now we just passed looking at us getting out of the marijuana penalizing phase of things. And so we are listening, we're hearing. I think that there's going to be definite change, but we have to move the protests from out in the parks to the boardroom and to where some of these decision-making tables are.
Got to stop you there. Thanks very much for coming in. Come back and see us again.
Thank you.
That's Kansas City, Missouri Council Member Melissa Robinson. Now let's meet the panel and start a ruckus.